It's harder to find good companies with good customer service and good products. We find nowadays that people want to make sales at all costs. What are we talking about and how this applies to you? Stay tuned. I'm Cristy Code Red, and you're listening to Rebel Weight Loss and Lifestyle, where we believe food holds the power to heal or poison, and we believe our society has been misled regarding proper nutrition and weight loss. You're in the right place if you're looking for some straight up truth, because I'm here to shed light on the lies and brainwashing that has taken place over the past 5 decades. Thanks so much for listening. Welcome back to another episode of Rebel Weight Loss and Lifestyle. I'm your host, Cristy Code Red, author, entrepreneur, retired professional boxer. And I did not plan on doing this podcast. Recording this podcast. I didn't plan on doing it, but it was so upsetting what had happened to me and how it turns back around to Code Red and how it eventually applies to you. I just had to jump on the computer and record this. We're talking about sales at all costs. Let me paint a picture. Let me get some context for you. Let's back up. On July 7th, I had a car accident in my Model X, in my Tesla Model X. My Tesla was a year old, and I was driving west on Fairview, made a right-hand turn in the parking lot to get my nails done. And there was a man that came across traffic to turn into the same parking lot using the same turn-in spot, and we collided. The police report shows that it was not my fault. My insurance company does not find me at fault. It was his fault. He was ticketed. I was making the right-hand turn. As you know, people making right-hand turns have the right of way, and if you're coming across traffic, you have to yield to that car. He did not yield. We collided. My airbags went off. My Tesla was totaled. I was okay. I had a bruise across my hip. I went to the doctor just in case, and I'll be fine. Was a little shaken up for a couple of days, but I didn't have a car. Now, my Tesla is and if you looked up the Model X, that's the nicest Tesla that they make. And I was, at the time when I got this over a year ago, I was so I test drove all cars in that $100,000 car range. And I really love the Model X. And I've owned Teslas for 4 years. This is my second one. I really, really, really love the Model X. And it just was fun to drive and powerful. And it's so intuitive, and it was amazing. It is an amazing car, and I absolutely love it. I love the fact that it's an EV. I don't have to buy gas, and it has nothing to do with saving the planet. Sorry, guys, because I know those lithium batteries have to go somewhere. I just loved the car. Everything about the car, I loved it. So here I am without a car, and that's been the hardest thing, is I just miss my Tesla so bad, and I'm just waiting, for the insurance adjuster to get back to me on paying me for my Tesla so I can get another car. But in the meantime, I have been looking for about a year into getting what's called a Toyota Land Cruiser FJ40. Now, these look like and are often mistaken for Jeeps. I don't like Jeeps. I would never own a Jeep. I don't want a Jeep. I think they're basic. I don't like them. I mean, sorry to your Jeep people out there. You're like, you Jeep people are like diehard, like cult following kind of people. I borrowed my buddy Chris Gethin's Jeep one time, and my gosh, that Jeep wave, that whole Jeep community, you guys are all real tight. I don't want that. I don't want to be a part of that community. I don't want that. But I did absolutely love the FJ40. Now, they are just indestructible. They are made by Toyota. They are just really old. They made them in the 60s, 70s. I think they made them into the 80s, but I was looking at one in the 60s or 70s. And they've all been redone, because you can't buy a car that old and not have rust. And they had rust. And so the ones I was looking at, they've all been redone, rebuilt. But they're highly coveted. And some of them were car show quality, and some of them were just absolute, like they needed everything to be, they don't run at all. So I had been looking for a while for one of these, because I wanted something fun for Hazel and I to do together. Now, I have ridden motorcycles. I've owned 5, and I wanted to perhaps buy another motorcycle as something fun to do. But because I have Hazel, she can't ride with me, and I said, "No, I want to do something. I want all my time to be with everything I do. I want to do with Hazel. I don't want to do anything without her." So I decided to get an FJ40 as a way for us to both to just enjoy kind of an open rig like that, and kind of bum around, and it's not a fast rig. They're old. They run great, especially if you get one that runs great. Get one that has been redone and has been taken care of, that doesn't take oil, that doesn't make sure they have the hoses and the seals replaced, and just regular maintenance for something that is that old, something that's 60 years old. And so I thought, okay, well, now I ain't got a car and I'm waiting for the insurance adjuster to pay me for my Tesla. What do I want to do now? Right now, I'm recording this. We are right in the middle of the summer 2024. And I said, maybe now I'll go ahead and get an FJ and use that for my kick around car until the snow flies. And then I'll park it for the winter, and I'll buy a new car. So that was my plan. And I started looking. I looked at about 100 of them, all across the country, different, everything from Rapid Springs to the Bay Area, down to Santa Fe, up at Chicago, down in Texas. I mean, they're everywhere. And they range in price. You can get one for $5,000 that needs to be completely fixed up, and anywhere from $55,000, one that can be entered in car shows. I didn't want car shows, but I wanted it to run good and look good. So I found one. I found one in Lake Tahoe. Now, Lake Tahoe is only about a 45-minute drive from Reno. And I talked to the guy on the phone. I was like, I think this is a great middle of the road FJ40 for Hazel and me. Looked great. It was what I was looking for. It ran great. It wasn't completely eat off the floor clean, but it wasn't a rust trap. It had been redone. The guy was married with kids and lives in Lake Tahoe, and works a little bit on these old rigs, and just a nice guy, normal guy, not a dealer, or not guy that flips things. Just a normal guy, kind of like me. I'm a normal girl. He was a normal guy. So Hazel and I flew out there to look at this FJ, and we test drove it, and we spent the morning with him and learned all about it, and just what problems could we have, any potential problems, where what we could work on if we were going to work on it, and is it does it overheat, is it leak anything, does it leak fluids anywhere, like just going over the basics, what I need to look for, how to drive it, everything. And so we spent the morning, and I thought it was a good fit for us. I thought it was a good running rig, and I felt good about it. So I went ahead, and there was a local US bank branch there in Lake Tahoe. And I went down there and I got a cashier's check and brought it back to him. And then I got back in my rental car and flew home. In the meantime, I made arrangements with a car transport company to come and pick it up. Oh, I'm coming back around to the point. Sales at all cost. Never have used a car transport company before. They do these free online quotes. So I thought, well, I don't know. I don't even know. Like, is it $5 million to ship one? Or is it $50 to ship one? I don't even know. Is it $500? Is it $5,000? I had no clue. I don't know. It's only about a 6-hour drive from Tahoe to Boise. So it's not, I think it's it's not even that 440 miles or something. It's not even that big. It's not even that far, So I did a search of the top rated companies out there, and I picked the number one with the most stars, and contacted them, made arrangements for a pickup. So they said it would be, $642 to pick it up. And they gave me a 1 to 3 day window, a pickup window. I said, okay. Day one was, Monday. Day 2 would be Tuesday, and day 3 would be Wednesday. So I said, okay, and you pay the driver when it's delivered. Okay, I thought. Well, day one goes by and no contact. And I've been contacting them. Hey, have you got a driver assigned to my rig? I want to get it picked up and brought back to Boise as soon as possible. No, we're working on it, Cristy. Day two goes by. I still don't have a car. Like, I need to get this rig. I have errands to run. I don't want to keep Ubering everywhere. It's $15 every time I Uber. That adds up quick. So I was like, well, I want my FJ. I want to get it back into town. I want to drive it. So day two comes and, hey, we're still trying to locate a driver. Day three comes. We're still trying to. I said, wait a minute. You said you have a 1 to 3 day window. And they said, we try to get your rig picked up in a 1 to 3 day window. What? What? You guys? What? That is not what I was told. That is not what I was told. I didn't see that in the written fine print. I didn't see that. Well, we try. Oh my gosh, And so they said, well, at that point, they said, if you really want your rig picked up, then we can pick it up for you. We can do a guaranteed pickup, but that would be double the price. So it just got worse from there, you guys. So a $742 pickup quickly turned into $1,500. And that wasn't even guaranteed. And we're trying to, the pickup location's off the beaten path. That's going to be extra. Well, you have a winch on the front of your FJ. That's going to be extra. I showed you guys a picture of this rig before when I asked you for a quote. You knew what it looked like. So it just kept getting changed, and I just kept getting the runaround. And it was so frustrating because I didn't know when they were going to pick it up, and I didn't know how they were going to get it. They weren't communicating with me. The price was going up. It was a mess. It was a mess, and my nerves were so shot. So while I was on a live, I asked one of our Code Red Rebels if she knew of, or one of her kids wanted to take a flatbed trailer over to Lake Tahoe, pick it up and bring it back for me. And she said yes, that she would make that arrangement. And that we agreed on a price, we agreed on cash, and we agreed on a time. And I called up that shipping company and I canceled the shipment. I said, you guys are, really, you're going to cancel? What's the reason for the cancellation? I said, you have given me the runaround. You keep doing this whole bait and switch. You're not giving me the truth. You keep changing your mind. You're not communicating with me effectively. You just want to make sales at all costs. And so I was talking to Andrea about it, and she said that. She said, so many companies out there just want to make sales at all cost. The problem is, and this is a direct quote from Andrea, and I'm not going to say the exact quote because she might have thrown in a bad word. And we try not to say that on Code Red, but she does that once in a while. If she gets frustrated enough, she'll let a bad word slip. It's not in her personality, but it's super funny when she does it. I laugh every time she does it. But when she gets fired up, Katie bar the door, she might let a curse word slip. She just might. That doesn't mean she doesn't love Jesus. That's just what she slips out if she gets really fired up. And she said, companies nowadays want to make sales at all costs. And the problem is it causes the relationship to turn to crap. It causes the relationship to become damaged. They might make a sale, but the relationship is now damaged. And it made me just go, God, I cannot believe this. I mean, and I'll never use that company. I'll make sure that other people don't use that company, or at least tell them, look, this is what they promised me, but at the last minute they did the bait and switch. And if I do want it picked up by 8 p.m., it's going to be double the price. It is such a scam. And I'll make sure that I let people know it was a scam, that it was a scam. And it got me thinking about relationships at all cost. And Andrea said, you know what? He said, I think that is why it's so hard to make money nowadays, because people are so wary and leery. Trying to think of which word and how I use it, of scams like this. They're so worried that they're being taken advantage of. They're so worried of the bait and switch. I have had the bait and switch on me when I've hired ad agencies. These ad agencies, they get on the phone with you. We can do this with your ads. We can do this with your business. We can create this kind of revenue. We can grow you to this level. We can get this kind of ROAS. We can do this for you. And I'm like, wow, this is great. And then so I sign on thinking I'm going to be working with this person, and all of a sudden they assign a low-level manager to me that doesn't know anything about marketing, doesn't know anything about what we talked about. They totally do the bait and switch. Cristy, we want to work with you. And they tell me that I'm going to work with this certain person. And then as soon as I sign on the dotted line, they do the bait and switch and they pass me off to a low-level person. And it's incredibly frustrating. They don't know as much as the person I was on the phone with. They don't have the proven track record of success. And that's not what I signed on for. I signed on for this person. And I can understand why people are so trepidatious about doing business with places, even like when you're buying something off Instagram or TikTok shop. I've bought a fair bit of things off TikTok shop, and I have had a good experience every time. But for the longest time, I did not buy things off TikTok shop because I was like, oh, heck no. I mean, come on, ladies. The dress that you're going to wear, you see it on Instagram and you buy something off Instagram. It ends up being a Chinese company out of China, and it takes 2 months to get here. They don't speak English. They're not, you're like, if it sounds too good to be true, usually it is. And I totally understand, because I'm in the same boat, why people would be so leery of doing business with companies. I mean, look at us on Code Red. Look, I mean, I've been in this industry 30 years. I have been in the health and fitness industry since 1994. That's 30 years. I've been doing Code Red like this for 10 years. I have a proven track record of success, and I have the relationships to back it up. I do what I say. I don't make promises I can't keep. I always keep my word, even if it's something small like showing up for a live. If I say we're going live at 6, we're going live at 6, not 6:02, not 6:06, not 6:31. It's 6. And people have learned to trust me. They know that I don't suggest products that I haven't used and vetted. I don't partner up with companies that don't line up with my way of thinking. I don't partner up with companies that aren't going to treat my rebels with respect. I don't partner up with companies that are going to make my rebels sick. And if that happens, we're gonna back out of that relationship. My rebels have learned to trust me, because I'm not here making sales at all costs. Because you can make sales, but you will damage relationships, and pretty soon the market's going to chew you up and spit you out. The market is not going to tolerate you scamming people. The market just won't, especially the weight loss industry. But people hear of losing 10% of your body weight every month without shakes, pills, diet foods, and exercise, and they say that's not possible. That's too good to be true. I hear you on that, because what other company promises these kinds of results? No other company gets these kinds of results. No other company does, without shots, without weight loss surgery. The latest thing is the semaglutide shots. There's a whole bunch of, we called it Ozempic. That's like calling a box of tissue Kleenex. That's like calling my FJ a Jeep. Don't do that. Don't do that. Don't call it a Jeep around me. Don't do that. Andrea made that mistake once yesterday on the phone, and I was like, whoa, it's not a Jeep. Don't call it that. Don't do that to my FJ. So people, like, they just call Ozempic, even though it could be Wegovy, it could be some sort of another weight loss company that is using the semaglutide mechanism to get people to lose weight. And that is the latest thing for the last couple of years that's been going on. But we have stayed strong in this industry. We have been going steady for years now, over a decade now, because it's not about sales at all costs. It's about relationship. That's why the Code Red retreats are so strong, that people love the Code Red retreats, because we build relationships, because it's a time to strengthen our bond and to be around like-minded people. We have 2 more retreats coming up in September. We still have some spots left. We have 2 retreats that are back to back, 2 to choose from. You can go to coderedlifestyle.com/retreat, no S on the end, just retreat, and you can look that up. And people know that I am not trying to scam them, that I don't have hidden fees and hidden costs. I don't have that. It is what it is. The price is $19.97. You get your own room and your own bathroom. That includes everything. You get yourself to Boise, we will get you to Tamarack. We'll carpool you all the way to 2 hours north on Highway 55 to Donnelly to the Tamarack Resort, where you will be spending the retreat with us 4 days, 3 nights, all inclusive, again, with your own room and your own bathroom in a brand new condo in the Tamarack Village. So I pride myself on making sure that I say what I mean what I say, and that I'm straight up honest with my community and with everything they get with Code Red, because I do not want the market to chew me up and spit me out. Recently, our last electrolyte company that we were partnered with for years, the owner that I originally partnered with, he left the company. And ever since then, the company has gone downhill massively. And they were replacing their electrolytes with low quality ingredients. And that just kept getting cheaper and cheaper. Well, then my rebels started getting sick, GI problems, stomach issues, headaches, just started getting sick. And then I started experiencing that. And then my family started experiencing headaches, GI issues, stomach pains, things like that. So we broke off our relationship with them a couple of months ago and switched to Unmatched. Unmatched is Chris Gethin's company, and that is electrolytes called ElectroShred. And you can go to coderedlifestyle.com/unmatched and use the code CODERED at checkout for his 100% natural ingredients. It's a little more pricey, but with the discount that helps. But you're getting a high quality item that's 100% natural. That's not going to make anybody sick. And that was when I broke off the relationship with that last company whose product was making people sick. I was making anywhere from $5,000 to $7,000 payout per month just in the affiliate income. So that was my payout from the company per month. So believe me when I tell you, that's one company. And I do that through multiple companies. Code Red brings in about $15,000 a month in affiliate income from just suggesting other products that we have vetted and that we use, products that you are looking for anyway, products that you're going to buy anyway. So imagine taking that massive of a hit, taking down my revenue by a third. But I didn't care because it was making my rebels sick and it was making me sick. And the money, you can't make sales at all costs. You can't make people sick and still go with a company that you know is making people sick. That they're going to associate you with them, and your brand is now going to be damaged. I had to get away from that company and distance myself as far as I could, because I can't afford to be associated with a company that's making people sick, even if it means that my income drops by a third. I can't do it. It's not worth it. You can't make sales at all costs. You will damage your relationship quick. You might make money right now, but eventually the market will correct the situation. The market always wins. The market will chew you up and spit you out if you do business like that. If you try to do that. And so taking the hit now, but building up my relationship with Chris Gethin's company and building up a relationship with Unmatched and going all in with them. Yeah, I'm down with that. I'm going to do that, because eventually the money will come back. If you're treating people right and you're building relationships, long-lasting relationships with people, you're keeping your word, you're being honest, then the money eventually comes because my heart's in the right spot. I'm not worried about the money. The revenue comes, the program, people buy the programs, they buy the products because they know it's a solid product. They know because I've built this relationship with them. You know me because we've been together for years. I have not changed. My outlook on things haven't changed. I'm still as direct as I've ever been. And people try to say, oh, Cristy just cares about money. Prove what do you even mean when you say that? Show me where you're getting that. Prove that to me. It's like calling Donald Trump a racist. Prove it. Where is he a racist? Where did he say anything that was racist? What is it? So I ask you, why do you say Cristy Code Red only cares about money? Why do you say that? I'd like to know. Prove it. Show me. Show me where you get that information. Show me where you get that feeling. Show me where I have said something to make you think that, because I don't. In my heart, Cristy only cares about money. Cristy only cares about, and they're meaning it like at the expense of people and relationships. No, no. I'm going to do the right thing no matter what, whether it means me losing money or not. I'd rather be homeless, sleeping under a bridge, but still have my integrity than do shady business and still have money. I'm not going to be a shady person. We know those people out there. We know shady people out there. Look, we know that every single time you sign up for Code Red VIP and you choose a coach, every single time I write your program, I write your home study customized program. I write that myself. First of all, I love to write those programs. Second of all, I'm the best at it, and I don't want anybody to do it for me. Sometimes we'll launch a product and we'll get 100 programs that roll in overnight. And I stay up and I write them all myself. And I love it. I enjoy it. It's not hard for me. It's fun for me. I love being the one that writes your program. And then when the email comes from me, people are always shocked that Cristy's emailing me. Yeah, I sent your program through the email. It's probably in your spam folder, by the way. Yeah, it's me. It's for real me. You know, people send me DMs on Instagram. It's me that replies because I want to have a relationship with you. I'm not interested in sales at all costs. That is a good way to get yourself kicked out of an industry. That's a good way to get yourself canceled. And that's not me, and you know it. I don't ever want someone to feel what I felt trying to deal with that car transport company. Talk about getting slugged in the gut. Talk about the bait and switch. I would never say, work with me with VIP and then say, okay, choose your coach. You're like, whoa, I wanted to work with Cristy. You'll notice on none of my wording, it doesn't say work with me because I don't work with clients one-on-one anymore. My coaches do. They work with them. I'm not going to ever say work with Cristy. Click here to work with Cristy. They click here and then all of a sudden they got to pick a coach. Wait a minute. I wanted to work with Cristy and Cristy's not even an option here. I'm not going to say that because that's misleading people. You can't mislead people. People don't forget that stuff. They don't forget. When you try to scam them, they will remember it. That's why Code Red is still going strong with all others have failed. We walk the talk. I am a product of my product. I am drinking the water. I am getting the sleep. I am doing what I know to do in maintenance to maintain my weight loss. I'm eating real food. I'm eating meat, vegetables, nuts, eggs, seeds, seafoods, and fat. I'm waiting at least 5 hours in between each meal. I'm eating a high fat diet. I don't eat any carbs in my diet. I really don't. I'm sticking to the rules because this is the way I feel. I feel the best on Code Red, and I've been on a lot of plans over the years. I love being a product of my products, and I love the fact that my coaches are too, and the mentors are, and my family is too. And when we say, well, we're eating Code Red tonight, we know what we mean. You're not going to find any bread on the table. You're not going to find any dessert. And if you're going to find one of mom's apple pies, she's going to use the RX sugar when she made the apple pie. CodeRedLifestyle.com/RX. That's allulose. By the way, use the code Red at checkout to get a discount on allulose. It actually lowers blood sugar and reduces belly fat. I'm not kidding you. It's pretty amazing. It's trying to remember the mechanism that, well, I can't remember it. I don't remember it right now. But that's what RX sugar does. It's allulose. But if my mom makes an apple pie, she's going to make it with zucchini. Yes, she makes apple pie with zucchini. It tastes just like apple. And she's going to make it with RX sugar. It's going to be as close to Code Red. Now, we're all in maintenance, and so we can all have that in a very small quantity. She's still not having, we're not having any sugar. We're still not having the sugar, you know? So it's just, it's incredible how people want to make sales at all costs. And I'm not down with that. I am not on board with that. I don't want to have anything to do with that. I don't want to have anything to do with scamming people just to make a sale, because you might make one now. It's not going to keep up. It's not going to keep up. You can't keep that up. You can't keep scamming people. The market will chew you up and spit you out. And I know that you can trust Code Red. And I know that you can trust all the products that I vet and that I use. And if something happens, like what happened to that last electrolyte company that we no longer are associated with, then I'm going to back out of that. And I'm going to be like, nope, we're going to switch to something all natural. We're going to switch to something that is not making people sick, but actually helping them, give them an all natural, 100% chemical free product that you can feel really good about taking. I know that with Chris Gethin's company, Unmatched, I mean, I'm using easy 5 to 6 scoops a day. Well, when you're consuming that much of one product, you need to make sure it's good quality. And his is. And you can trust us. You can trust to make sure that we're always going to do the right thing for you. We're not interested in making sales at all costs. I'm not interested in that. I'm interested in relationships. And I'm doing this. I'm playing the long game with you. I'm in this for the long haul. That's why we have an extensive maintenance program that you will transfer into once you lose your weight. I'll see you on the next one. Thank you so much for listening to Rebel Weight Loss and Lifestyle. If you are looking for some hardcore accountability to get and keep this weight off, look no further, because I've got VIP Connection. This is the ultimate connection to me, just short of me sleeping on your couch. You're going to get 3 daily messages from me in real time directly to you. You're going to submit your weight every Friday. We're going to go over it in a weekly meeting on Sunday nights, and I'm going to give you feedback. You'll have access to a monthly VIP breakfast with me in Boise, a monthly VIP supplement box, access to any workshop, any PDF promo that I hold for that month. You'll have access to the Ringside membership. And best of all, you'll have a fully customized nutrition program written just for you. We're talking about over $3,000 total value for $397 a month, and you can cancel anytime. Go to coderedlifestyle.com/VIP to check that out.